What's up, everybody? Mark with Coffee&Toys bringing you another G.I. Joe Classified Series unboxing and review. Today we've got a big one, folks, and I'm just going to jump straight into it because I'm pretty excited for Scrap Iron with Anti-Armor Drone. Let's talk about it. So yeah, Scrap Iron, a character that has a huge following in the G.I. Joe fandom that I have never been a fan of. I never really got it. The toy always had the oversized mask or headpiece, helmet, whatever you want to call it. And the only thing I ever really liked about him was his little anti-drone, anti-armor, whatever it was called at the time. Today it's called anti-armor. And that was really the thing I liked about it, because it was a cool accessory. It was different. It wasn't necessarily like a gun or anything of that nature. It was just this turret. And so I'm very excited I was very excited when the G.I. Joe team announced this figure and did the mock-ups, showed the anti-armor turret, and it just looks next level. So this is a deluxe set. This is number 75 in the series. And just for a quick pause, we're at 75 figures right now. Actually, I think we're closer to 90-some figures, but wow, I would have never have guessed the classified line would have made it this far, and it just really says something about the Hasbro team and the G.I. Joe fans making this line stick around as long as it has. I was talking to my friend Mark on Saturday Morning Toy Collector. If you haven't seen his videos, check them out. Make sure to hop over there and subscribe. I'll link the video that we did together for the Dragonfly Kickstarter, because we had some good banter back and forth. You might enjoy it, but make sure you check out his channel and give him a like. But we were talking about just how long this line's been around already, and I believe it's been around 3 years now. Is that right? 3 years? That's crazy to think this line's been around for 3 years, and we're already into the 70 to 90 range of figures. I mean, it's going at a very quick pace, and I love it, and we're getting great stuff out of it. But that's not why you're here to just listen to me ramble on about, how long the line's going to go. We want to check out Scrap Iron, so let's head on over and see what this is all about. And here we have it, G.I. Joe Classified Series, number 74, Cobra Scrap Iron and Anti-Armor Drone. Of course, you get the picture, what it looks like, of the figure, and then the picture background. Is this supposed to be the G.I. Joe HQ? Kind of looks like it. Drop me a comment, let me know what you think this is. Could potentially be the flag, but I think it's more the G.I. Joe HQ. And then we have this beautiful artwork of Scrap Iron off to the right, and of course the accessories he comes with. This is an oversized box because it is a deluxe figure vehicle set. And if we go around to the side, we get a picture of Scrap Iron. Same picture it's on the front. And I apologize, this is such a big box, it's kind of taken up most of my real estate. Of course, number 74 in the series. And we get the Cobra QR code, which really just goes back to I'm going to pull this back a little bit. The Cobra QR code just goes to the Hasbro site. I don't think they've changed those yet. And then finally at the bottom we have the file card information. I'll make sure to link that or put a picture in the video so you can review that on your own if you're curious what those stand for. And as I set the camera back down, we'll spin around to the back of the package where we can see that Scrap Iron does have a removable helmet. And again, we have the file card information down here in the bottom. Very cool. Yeah, I'll make sure to put that up if I haven't already. And yeah, lots of blast effects, the drone remote control, pistol, helmet, and of course, Scrap Iron himself looking very gnarly, standing at 6.2 inches. But yeah, number 74 in the series, plastic-free packaging. But I think that's enough of the outside. Let's dig into it. Okay, got Scrap Iron out of his package, and he is, again, a very gnarly character. So we might as well focus on that gnarliness and basically the wounds to his face. So obviously looks like he got the bad end of an explosion. And I do remember on the modern era Scrap Iron, he did have the white eye, and it looks like with this one they've actually went with, if I zoom in a little bit here, that same white eye is present. And man, that head is just ugly. But yeah, I got some scarring on the side. If we spin him around, trying to get the focus there a little bit. I've actually got just some poor paint apps on mine, but no big deal. He's gonna be wearing a helmet anyway. Just looking at the body, this does seem to be a complete for the most part, new body. I'm not seeing any reused pieces. If I missed something, please drop a comment. And while you're down there, make sure you hit the like button. But like I said, these elbow pads and everything, the arms seem new. And I'm not going to go through all the articulation. It's your standard G.I. Joe classified figure. Has all the greatest hits. Of course, it's got pinless knees, pinless elbows. This is completely new. I'm not seeing a lot that's reused. Maybe just the midsection, but I'm not even sure with this. I'm trying to remember where this undershirt color might be on another figure. Maybe it's on Stalker, maybe not. I don't know. The sleeves could be G.I. Joe Stalker. That could be possible because it does have the rolled up cuffs. And but yeah, for the most part, I'm seeing a lot of new pieces on this, and obviously a new head. But man, he looks good. He looks real good. The reds and the blues just scream Cobra. And I guess I didn't cover, I believe these boots are also new as well. I got the stirrups, the red stirrups. Very, very cool figure. I am much more impressed with it. By far, before we even get the final thoughts, this is the best version of Scrap Iron I have ever seen. That being said, it's more than just the figure, as we always talk about. He does come with a pistol. And it's an interesting pistol. I don't know exactly what it's trying to mimic. So for our gun enthusiasts that watch the channel, if you can tell me what type of pistol this is, I would appreciate it, because I don't recognize it whatsoever. It's got a plug so you can put an effect in it. But there's that. And of course, we have Scrap Iron's helmet with the Cobra logo on top, and probably pops right on there. When we go to accessorize him, we will we'll put that on. So the other big thing, of course, is the drone. The drone does come disassembled. It comes in 2 pieces, and I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out how this plugs in. So let's just do that real quick. Making sure. Okay, I figured it would do more of a plug, like a pop, but it doesn't. But man, that looks really cool, not gonna lie. So we've got Anti-Tank M002. We got treads that unfortunately don't seem to actually move. They are just, I really thought they were rubber, and they kind of feel like they're rubber, but they do not move. So that's unfortunate. Deluxe figure, I guess it would have been an assumption that those treads actually would have moved, but they do not. And of course the back, we got the cool Cobra logo on the back. And yeah, so let's just set that off to the side. Of course, let me set it over here so you can kind of see how it scales with him. So, very cool. Very, very cool. And of course, he also has, well, he should have one more accessory that I didn't go over. Oh, here it is. I was like, he should have the drone remote. So there is the drone remote. Zoom in so you can see that. Very cool. Just got some highlights on it. And otherwise in standard black. I don't know if these move. They do not. So the antenna do not move. Let me zoom that back out. And yeah, there we go. So of course he comes with a ton of blast effects that can be attached to these missiles. Laser guided with a Z. Is laser spelled with a Z? Why do I think it's spelled with an S? Drop me a comment. Laser with an S, laser with a Z. Yes, I could go on dictionary.com and look, but laser with Z just sounds so much cooler. So we're going to say that's what it is. Of course, you have this plug-in back here, and that's what we're going to go over right now. Is many, many, many blast effects that go with these. Wow, there's just so many. I'm trying to straighten them all out. So your blast effects, of course, plug in like that. And then if I remember correctly, you should just be able to peg this in the back. And there you go. So you can make it look like it is shooting completely out. And you could actually, if you really wanted to, you could just kind of set it down in there if you want more of the plume to show. And yeah, and then it just simply plugs out. If you want it to be more in a just sitting inside the drone at a waiting position. And honestly, this is probably how I'll display it. But yeah, the other blast effects, so we do get a number of, we get one with a long plume, one with a shorter plume. So you can see those. And then we get various blast effects that go on the, I assume go on the ground. So you could just, for example, you could do that. Or you can do these kind of exploding like they're hitting the ground. Lots of crazy stuff here that I'm not sure how these would go around. And there's another, I'll try to get them all out here so we can just look at them, because it does come with quite a few. So just all these different options for you. But let's do this. Let's take a moment, let's accessorize him, and then we'll kind of go into final thoughts and overall impressions of this figure. So through the magic of editing, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, there we go. I kind of fully accessorized it so you can see what it looks like. Quick thoughts while doing it. I did not mention this earlier because I just figured it out. The treads actually are on a ball joint, so you can actually take the drone and actually make it bend quite a bit. So you can make it look like it's rock climbing, or if you want to just setting up at a crazy angle, it can do that. As you can see also, I'm moving it around and these are staying in there very snugly. They are not going to fall out, you know, from a bang on the table or whatever. And then I just threw the two different size plumes in there, and then all these blast effects. I did have a little bit of a hard time getting him to look like he was controlling without, I don't like that the hands just, these figures, if there's any complaint, it's just really hard to get the classified figures to get their arms tucked in enough around their chest to hold things with two hands. Guns are a little easier, but something as small as this remote took a lot of finagling. As you can see, I've got him with his elbows kind of in an unnatural position, but you can get both thumbs on the joysticks, so that's very cool. And of course, the helmet just slipped right on, easy peasy. So, what do I think of this set? It's awesome. It's another home run for a deluxe vehicle set. For the price point, you get a lot. I will say I didn't find anywhere on his body to put the remote, so I'm going to do a quick little look. See if there's really, if I look at the actual remote, there's no plugins. There's really nowhere to put it. So he's going to be always, it's going to be one of those times where the accessories don't all fit on the figure. Obviously, the pistol went into the holster. But that's my own, that's a nitpick complaint, because this looks amazing. This is a self-set-up Dio, so it's going to look wonderful on my shelf. I actually got to figure out where I'm going to put it, because currently my Cobra shelf does not have any room to display the drone, because Serpentor and his air chariot take up most of the room. But that's a me problem. Overall, I would give this a solid, thumbs up. If you haven't gotten it, if you're like me and you didn't like Scrap Iron as a kid, but he's kind of necessary if you want to kind of round out the Cobra High Command, because he is one of the higher up named characters in Cobra. Fantastic figure, plenty available. I believe you can get it through any retailer online. But yeah, with that being said, if you made it this far in the video, if you give me a thumbs up, I really would appreciate it. If you subscribe, you get a chance to win one of 5 prizes I'll be giving away during a live stream that is coming up very soon. I know I keep saying it's coming up very soon, but having the new kid, having family events, that sort of stuff, it just being the summer in general, I promise I'm going to get to it. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe, like, and I will see you later.